The secret to self-esteem. Transform your relationships forever. The higher our self-esteem, the stronger our desire to express ourselves and reflect our inner richness. The lower our self-esteem, the more urgent the need to prove ourselves or to forget ourselves and live mechanically and unconsciously. The higher our self-esteem, the more open, honest, and appropriate our communications are likely to be because we believe our thoughts have value, and instead of fearing clarity, it will be welcomed. The lower our self-esteem, the more likely our communication will be opaque, evasive, and inappropriate due to uncertainty about our thoughts and feelings, and/or anxiety about the listener's attitude. The higher our self-esteem, the more willing we are to have relationships that are more rewarding than harmful. This is because like attracts like, health attracts health. Vitality and expansion in others attract people with good self-esteem more than empty or dependent individuals. An important principle in human relationships is that we tend to feel more comfortable, more at home, with people whose level of self-esteem resembles our own. With those who are different from us, we may feel attracted in some respects, but not in this regard. People with high self-esteem tend to be attracted to people whose degree of self-esteem is high. For example, we rarely see a passionate love relationship between people with extremely opposite levels of self-esteem, just as we are unlikely to see a passionate romance between intelligence and stupidity. I don't mean it can't happen in a casual fling, but that's another matter. I'm referring to passionate love, not a brief infatuation or episodic sexual experience which may operate on a different dynamic. People with medium self-esteem attract each other. People with low self-esteem seek low self-esteem in others, not consciously, but undoubtedly by that logic that leads us to feel we have found a soulmate. The most disastrous relationships occur between those with a low self-concept. The union of two abysses does not create a peak. It is not difficult to see the importance of self-esteem for success in intimate relationships. There is no greater obstacle in a romantic relationship than the fear of not feeling worthy of love and thinking we are destined to suffer. Such fears give rise to self-fulfilling prophecies. If I enjoy a fundamental feeling of efficacy and worth and consider myself worthy of being loved, then I will have a foundation to appreciate and love others. The love relationship seems natural. I have something to give. I am not trapped in feelings of lack. I have emotional resources that I can channel into love, and happiness does not make me anxious. Confidence in my ability and worth, and in your ability to see and appreciate them, will also lead to self-fulfilling prophecies. The greatest obstacle in a romantic relationship is the fear of not feeling worthy of love and thinking we are destined to suffer. But if I lack self-respect and do not enjoy who I am, I have very little to give except my unmet needs. In my emotional impoverishment, I tend to see others essentially as sources of approval or disapproval. I do not appreciate them for who they are and as they deserve. The only thing I appreciate is what they can or cannot do for me. I do not seek people I can admire and with whom I can share the excitement and adventure of life. I seek people who do not condemn me, perhaps who are impressed by my way of being, by the facade I present externally. My capacity to love will remain undeveloped. This is one reason why my attempts to relate to others often fail. It is not because the conception of passionate or romantic love is intrinsically irrational, but because I lack the necessary self-esteem to sustain it. We have all heard the following observation: if you do not love yourself, you will be unable to love others. Still, the other part of the story is less understood. If I do not feel worthy of being loved, it will be difficult to believe that anyone loves me. If I do not accept myself, how can I accept that someone loves me? Your affection and devotion lead to confusion. It confuses my self-concept, since I know I am not worthy of being loved. What you feel for me cannot be real or lasting. If I do not feel worthy of being loved, your love for me will represent the effort to fill a colander. Eventually, the effort will likely exhaust you. Even if I consciously reject the feelings of being unworthy of your love, even if I insist that I am wonderful, the poor self-concept remains deeply within, undermining my attempts to relate to others. I become an unconscious saboteur of love. I try to love, but lack the foundation of internal security. Instead, there is the inner fear that I am only destined for pain. Therefore, I will choose someone who will inevitably reject or abandon me. At first, I will pretend I do not know it, or so I can play my role. Or, if I choose someone with whom happiness might be possible, I will sabotage the relationship by demanding excessive reassurances, manifesting a possessive and irrational sense, considering small frictions catastrophic, controlling through subordination and domination, finding ways to reject my partner before my partner can reject me.